What's going on, everybody? Slying Dutchman here, and today we are working on an E36 again. Wow. Now this is not mine, this is from a buddy of mine. He will arrive, was about to say he will arrive shortly, but thought I heard a sound. He had a little
accidentally
tap in the rear, and he was like, hey, can you fix that? And I was like, I'm not sure I can. But I'm willing to try, and I like a challenge. Never done something like this before. I'm not a body repair guy. But between me and Thomas, there's a lot of...
What did he hit? Is this a piece of wood?
No, somebody crashed into him.
Ah.
As far as I know.
Maybe a piece of...
Yeah, the inside bumper. But between me and Thomas, there's a lot of experience, not in the bodywork, but just life experience of fuck, we need to fix this.
Yeah, we have welding experience.
So we need to replace that piece, and we have a whole ass of an E36 upstairs there, which also is going to be great because I have a lot more room then. Because there's the ass, there's the bumper, and there's a trunk lid. Yeah. So he's gonna arrive shortly. The first problem we have is that because of the crash, this inner plate got smashed and pushed in. So now the trunk won't open. So I said, you have a new trunk, let's remove the license plate and just cut a hole basically here. So the lock maybe stays in, but then we can open the trunk, we can take the stuff out, we can remove the rear lights, and we can start working on the rest. Because the trunk is fucked anyway, as you can see. Has dents and shit all over. Maybe Thomas wants it if he wants to make his compact into a coupe.
Yeah. We already talked about this. Because Pete said like you want only replace like this piece for most of the part. And I was like, well, if we still have the rest of the ass left, we might as well just make a fucking coupe out of the compact.
A compact.
I mean, the compact is here right now.
Actually, yeah. Let's just
go. It's not completed yet. It still needs
E36, and then as there's a compact there. Look, wow. Thomas' compact is here. He went for an MOT, had a few minor failure points, and I was like, just put it on the lift, and we just check it over and just do a few things, and mostly it's now done.
Yeah,
almost.
A few small things like the warning light, the hazard light.
I have that. You can use that.
I need to change my wiper blades.
He also went for the no grill or like different one grill option. He was working on the bumper with a big bumper, big lip, like the style of my orange one. But you will see that in a later video when this thing has MOT and he can drive it, and then
finally
more of the mods.
Completed the fucking lip.
Yeah.
Still working on it.
It's a little bit, still a little bit bare inside.
Yeah, just door cards and shit.
But other than that, that's a seat from a Suzuki.
Show the roof.
Baleno.
Still have a roof in.
The headliner is in. Yeah.
Now it's a Suzuki.
And we found this spoiler on the junkyard for like 20 bucks. And Thomas was like, "Fuck, I'm not carrying 20 bucks." And I was like, "Oh, I'll lend it to you." This 10?
It was only 10.
No, wasn't it 20?
No, it was 10.
Even 10 bucks.
Yeah, man.
And I was like, well, that's a cool spoiler. I'll lend it to you. You need this. And secretly, now that I have more E36s, there's something coming in another video. I'm like, fuck. But I have first dips when he removes that spoiler. But it's a cool look. I love it.
So what do you guys think? Because I was thinking putting a different spoiler on. And one thing that really...
Yes.
It's a thing that I'm like, yes, I really need this. Is the Cosworth wheel tail.
But it's expensive.
Exactly that.
How do you get a spoiler like that?
But otherwise I could use some suggestions for a spoiler that looks like it's a kind of DTM look. Because I was going for a kind of race look.
Alright.
With the car.
So drop it down in the comments. Do you have any spoiler suggestions for a compact? Which is not a ducktail, because that's a bit done. Yeah. And it makes the rear end even more up. So yep. Let's try and break into that. Oh man. All these projects. Back at this thing.
Enough distractions.
Yeah. Enough. we need to start off?
I don't know, man. Can I just take this pry bar and just like...
Yes, but before we ruin anything, let's just take the license plate out.
Okay.
Not with the pry bar.
Fucking hell, kidding?
Yep.
So he has a subwoofer in the back.
Yep. We don't know, so our guess is that there's a subwoofer in the back because there's kit, like silicone, on the back of the license plate, so he didn't want the.
Remove the back bumper as well.
Yeah, maybe. Well, it's being pushed in, so I think to release stress on it, we need to bash it in more, even. Wouldn't that make sense? Because in my opinion, the inner lock has been pushed in, so it's pushing that way.
So
You should push the bottom of the trunk, maybe? Yeah, if this doesn't work, then we try it the other way.
Like this.
Yes, maybe. Is it 2 bolts or is there a third one underneath?
Like, I can get my hand almost inside the trunk. So we're getting there. We'll be getting there. Oh no, so now you want to do that.
Survey says,
Sesame open! Woo! Oh.
now it opens.
Oh yeah, no. Okay. So, yeah, subwoofer.
Subwoofer, check.
Oh look, he even brought a sleeping bag.
Nice.
That's nice.
So we can start emptying this bitch out. I don't even need to know what it is. It's not my possession. And then take the lights out, everything. So we'll cut back this 21-minute clip. It's probably gonna be cut up a little bit, but we're gonna cut back when the rear end is empty and somewhat stripped. So we've taken a few spot welds out and now we're running across that top line. As you can see, just like there and there. Just we're gonna drill all those out. He uses the air file.
Amen.
So after a lot of grindings,
Ow!
Thomas is hurting himself, but the whole piece is basically out. We did all the little spot welds on this edge, which is now just basically clean. This bottom side, as you can see, this gold part is basically a factory weld that they use, where they put the both panels together. Well, we're just gonna take it off that in the same way and just weld it back up. This light bucket is a little bit how you doing on this side, so we're gonna see if we can take it out as well, because it has like spot welds everywhere. And then we basically have this corner here to flatten out a bit and use some body filler. But it's time we start on the other rear end and take that out in the same manner, but then the other way around. On that side we did here on top, so we got this lip all nice and clean because we want to preserve that. At this one we're gonna do it the other way around, so we're gonna drill from the bottom and take them all out. So the top panel, which we want to use, is all nice and good. This is a little bit rusty, but nothing an angle grinder can fix. Thomas has been cutting away the whole corner of the light bucket, everything is out. So basically the car is almost ready for receiving its new rear end.
Delete.
Meanwhile, I have the whole part that we need basically cut out. Left a little bit of extra room here so we can figure out where we want to cut and weld but everything else, it's out and all in one piece. Now this light bucket needs to be used, so I'm gonna keep it basically here at the bottom. We're gonna clean this up so we can basically cut this, drill out the spot welds, so the remaining parts of this metal on top basically can come off. And then we also left this corner here, this part, because if we go and look at this, then this corner is not completely original anymore, and it's very hard to bend that out. And we were like, as we are at this point, it might be even easier to just cut here, go down, take this whole piece out. Thomas has his stick welder, so we can control the heat a little bit and hopefully not buckle it. But we need to put body filler on here anyway, so why not try to do it the better way? So yep. And also just one afternoon, it's now 3:30-ish, 3:35. And we started at 11. I don't think this is bad progress at all.
No, it isn't.
First serious body repair job. I think we're doing great.
Yep, we're doing fucking awesome.
Alright, please don't bring me your damaged scars.
No.
Yet.
No. Wait like half a year?
At least. When you see on my YouTube that my CRX is almost finished, then you can come around and ask me for favors. So while I've been prepping the rear of the car to make it all clean, Thomas now punched a few spots to start drilling. And we're gonna drill some holes, so when we put it back in, we can use them all as plug welds. Because we don't have the fancy tool that basically just clamps and just welds the two pieces together. We decided, because here's all the old ones, to go in between there. So while he's doing that, I'm cleaning up all the edges so we can start welding. Also here on the inside, cleaning that goop off, because it's gonna get hot if you weld, and then you don't want it to catch on fire.
It's real nasty inside.
Cleaning this side off, because it's like this, and then this is where the original plug spot welds were, but then we don't know where we're gonna end up, and if it's here you don't have a good connection, so we're gonna just clean it up more like that. And I think done all of this. The gold stuff you see is the factory weld that they do. There's a little line that goes through here and then through that little spot. Where is it? Is it? Oh, that's still in the body. It has that little groove that e36s have. But we decided not to mess with that groove and then just go here. But while Thomas is drilling, it's not the warmest day in the shop, so I'm just gonna pour us in some tea, and I think we can start welding today. First tack is on. Looks good. Let's do a few more that this corner is in, and then do the other corner that they all line up, and then work our way around the middle here, drill all the little holes. So we tacked up the other side. Thomas is now welding that piece in. You see, because of the light, we still need to do the bottom piece. But that's the easiest, because that just clamps together. This side, tacked together. I'm not very happy about this gap, but we'll make it work. And then there was a rust hole here that I've taken out, and then it's very easy. You take a little plate, and then we put it there, and then on the other side you draw a little line, and then you can take it out and weld it back in. This is a few spots in this car that also has a little bit of rust, and while we're at it and we're welding and doing shit, then why not fix those things as well? But it starts to look like a car again. Doing the bottom side of the plug welds.
Yeah, it's not pretty,
but it works. And
it holds up.
The seam sealer and the bumper will cover it.
Yeah.
Another day.
Another.
Thomas started grinding down these welds to make them more pretty. I just tacked in this thing, and then I had a few little holes left that I now just plugged, so I can shave that off, and then that hole's done. That's already one of the extra things, because, well, the rear is the main attraction, but we couldn't work on the same area at the same time, so yep, today finish off all the rest of the plug welds, because yesterday we stopped because we wanted to have dinner, and then after that we were like, well, we were busy all day, let's just...
Tomorrow's a new day.
Tomorrow's a new day. So hopefully today all the welding will be done, and we can start...
Hopefully today all the welding will be done.
Yeah, well,
And then
I like your enthusiasm, let's go for that.
What we only have to do is a little bit of grinding, and then some spaghetti.
Spaghetti. And then we slap everything back on. Yep. So we grinded everything down, filled it up a little bit with some body filler that we then gonna sand down to make it more smooth. Factory, like you see, factory it's goopy as well. So if we sand that down and make it smooth, then it's already gonna be better than factory. That side is done. The little hole here has been patched up, waiting for that to dry so I can sand it down. And then, well, basically here, the last little spots that we need to do. And then I think we're ready for a lot more body filler and sanding.
Yeah, definitely.
And after some grinding, this side is also done. The body filler will... It's not even a crack, just a little that. We grind it down a little bit, but body filler will do the rest. Thomas is making fires there. Last little corner, and then the whole bottom side is plug weld as well. Dual clamping.
Also that corner.
And this little corner, but hey, it's nitpicking. Next shot we're might be putting in lights. So I took a little break from filming because you know how it is with cars, the last 10% always take the longest. So I got to work here and there, put some body filler on, let it dry, sand it down, find the bad spots, put a little bit more body filler in, then sand it down. So end result, or almost end result, is there's a lot of body filler, but or looks like it. It's just a little skim layer, but it is smooth. Don't feel any bumps. White fingers now, but don't feel any bumps. I think I'm gonna do a little once over, just to make sure that it's good, and then I can start sanding this down more and more. With a lower grade sandpaper, and then I can start priming basically from here on halfway to the gas cap, just priming the whole rear end. This part has been done. This has some little bumps in it. I didn't know what it was, but yeah, that's nice and tight again. And then this side I started sanding and stuff. But because this little split that is here originally, for some reason this panel tweaked a little bit to the inside, so it was sitting lower as this one. So I had to set that up with a little bit of the base layer body filler, which is really hard. But that also meant I had to make this line again, and it's not perfect as you can see. But I just was like, okay, the line is there. I accentuated it, and now I'm just gonna take something thin, maybe like a metal ruler, put some sandpaper around it, and then just, you know, start sanding through that gap to make it basically equal as the other side, because this one is original. So yeah, that's where we're at. The last 10% takes the longest. This is all filled up with seam sealer. Everything is done. The bumper support, aka trailer hitch, is on. So basically we can slap the bumper on here and everything fits. We've test fitted it and everything fits except for it needs to be loosened, pulled up and then tightened again, because there's a little bit of like play in that thing, because the whole bumper like sags down a little bit because of that thing. But anyway, you don't even see it, but there was a big hole. Patch that up. Still not done. There was a big hole. Patch this one up. I made this little gutter here as well, so it looks OEM and it has a little bit of strength and rigidity, because if you have a flat plate, if you put some curves and some things in it, it becomes better, more stronger. I'm just gonna keep sanding and working on this thing. When it's done and I'm ready for paint, I'm picking the camera back up, and I think that will be sort of the last final step of this whole project. It took a lot longer as that the camera is showing, but it was worth it, because I got to test my skills and I'm very proud of how it's going. So I can't wait for the end result when there's some paint on there and it doesn't look like that anymore. That will be awesome. So on to the next clip. So after a lot of time, a lot of sanding, a lot of filler, I think we are nearing the end result. We're now sanding the rear end of the car because of that body line. So at least the paint difference is not that terrible. It is a silver color. Remco arrives. Good timing. But basically, I think we have it smooth as fuck.
It looks smooth.
It feels smooth.
Yeah.
And then again, I'm not a body guy. This is the first time me doing something like this and just replacing a rear end. Well, I think I hope we can start painting. I have a little spot here that I still need to attend that I forgot. Everything else is done on the car, but I want to get this thing out of here. I love the guy, but there's more cars that needs to be done, and there's even more cars here that needs to be done. So sanding.
Yo, what's up?
Hello, my friend.
Good afternoon.
I heard you love sanding. You have the perfect clothes for sanding, huh?
Yeah. I know.
Great.
I could use some gray clothes.
So maybe it looks like nothing has been done, but we've been sanding away at this thing, making it all flat. So it's ready for primer. And I still see reflection on the top of the lid of the light, so should do a little bit more. But damn, what a work. The last 10% always take the longest.
Okay, what are you doing?
Last little bits, taping up the doors, so it's protected from overspray, because you don't want it inside the car, of course. So just use this great cutting Stanley knife to cut the excess plastic away.
And it's going fantastic.
It's going so great. Don't even bother about this part, because, well, just need to fill it up. You forgot that. This was not my side.
I wasn't done yet and you took over.
Alright.
Because I had to check my bus times, so...
So first layer of primer is on. I think it looks very good. Still drying. For now, we didn't do the top of the boot lid, as you can see. We did do the back side, because I had some, well, on camera you see a little bit of color like a zebra print. But I ran out of paint in the can. This side is done as well. It's fully into the primer. So tomorrow morning I'm gonna pick up a new can of primer, do the last bit here, the tailgate, and then I'll also get some sandpaper and then sand it down with 600 to 800. At least that's what June told me to do. And then, well, final stage, the real paint. Hyped for that. Already seeing so much like of the car that it looks so straight, it looks so clean, it looks so smooth. And I haven't seen this car in a long time in this this state. Because this was all like patchy from the filler and everything, and now it just looks like a clean car again.
I mean, if you look from the side, you wouldn't tell that there's like a part of a different car that's been put on it.
You wouldn't say that the rear end is from a different car. Then it's been cut and welded and everything.
That's a win in my book.
That's definitely a wing. I mean, that's what he wanted, and believe me if I say that I'm doing this work for, even my glasses are like fucked up of all the mist of the sanding that is on there. But yeah, I'm doing this for really cheap for him. But one, he's a little bit of a friend of in the drifting community, and well, I don't want to ask like a ridiculous price. Do this for the first time and come to figure out that I suck at it and that the whole car is wavy. I don't want to be that guy. But now I have something to go off of. Now I have something to go off on.
Off is right.
Off on?
Yeah, no, off.
Anyway, but now I have something to show for, and if the next person, hopefully in a long time, but goes with some bodywork, then I can say, hey, this is what I do, this is the quality that I deliver, because I'm somewhat of a perfectionist, but I don't always have the patience, especially with painting. If you see a result or you think, oh, it's smooth, you can sand it, paint it. Sometimes it takes a little bit more effort to get that little extra sweetness going. But I think for now we're doing an amazing job, so I'm very hyped to see what tomorrow brings. Last layer of primer is on. And I think it looks very smooth and uniform. Meanwhile, we're playing some old school Turn X Pro Skater because that needs to dry and harden out. So when that is fully hardened out, we can start sanding it again with 600 or 800. And then it's final paint time. Finally. Like I maybe said in one of the previous clips, this has been taking way too long. Not always motivation, not always time. The customer is very patient. It's like, yo man, just do it next year, I don't care, just but I'm happy that we got this process progress done. I have to say big thanks to June for yesterday for like, hey, shall I help you out? I have nothing to do today, shall I come over? That was a big motivation to start going and get this thing fully prepped up. And also for myself, and you start sanding and you're like, is this good enough? And you start going some more, and then when the second set of eyes, it's like, yeah, it's good enough. Leave it. You've done a good job. So somewhat of a confirmation you can keep going. But I'm gonna let it dry, start sanding again. And then final result. So all the sanding is done. Cleaned it off a little bit. Just have to clean it off one more time because we're gonna remove all this nasty, cruddy tape and plastic, because we don't want any of that in our new paint flaking. So we're gonna take all of this shit off, and then we're gonna clean it up, and we're gonna do it all again. Standing a little bit close, but yeah. Finally some progress. Everything is sanded down to 1000. Let's fucking go. Dick what? Hou nou op! Finally! Paint is on. Now look at that. Look, we cut and welded here. You see anything? Do you see anything? I don't. I'm proud of this. Looks very smooth. And it's still not dry, so when it dries out, it will hopefully blend in a little bit more. Because there's a few spots that I'm like, is that just color difference, or is there a little bit of a spot of metallic that just came out the can? But for a rattle can and for 2 rattle cans, I think I did well. So it's the next day, everything is dried up, and as you can see, already some spots. But I think the color match without the clear coat ain't that bad. It's kind of acceptable. If you look at the shine that's in there, that's gonna come out a lot more with the clear coat. That matches up. So only problem is, look at the trunk. Look at that. That's terrible. Because I ran out of paint. The owner of this car is like, yeah, I got some paint with the car. He gave me 2 bottles, thinking it was just this spot that we're gonna do. It's not. So I said to him like, look, this is the result. I'm quite proud of it, and it starts to look really good. And we put in a lot of time and effort in it to make it basically good as new. Why not put some extra paint on it? Make it all nice and shiny. You don't have to go to a paint shop for a long time because it just looks good. And he was like, yeah, I kind of agree on that. And so he's gonna get a few more paint bottles. So we're gonna paint cans. So we can do the trunk. And I think it's gonna be even better if I take the whole trunk lid off. Should have maybe done that in the first place, but I have long arms, so. So take that off, so we can do that hole as a unit, and then every paint left over that we have, we're gonna do the sides and the rear here, an extra coat, because it's already good on there, but a little extra coat wouldn't damage it. So yep, so for now I'm just gonna wait a little bit until the package arrives with the paint. Until then, I just have to wait for a few days till it comes in. Can give the car a light clean, and then spray it again and pick the camera back up. So here we are, hopefully in the last stretch. I have new paint because the last, not that one, this was for a different project. I got the Arctic Silver, the right color for this car. I sanded it down with 2,500 grit, or sanded it down, scuffed it up, made sure everything was dust clean. I wetted the floors, taped everything up. So I think at this point we should be ready to do the final bit of clear coat. It has most of the coverage, but I had a few little light spots in it that I wanted to fix, and I didn't have enough for the trunk. So if I gave it just a little coat, so everything is solid color, the rest that I have left over I can do the trunk with, and then let it dry. And just, if it's done, I'm just gonna pack my stuff, close the door, leave it, let it harden out, dry out, and then we come back and we're gonna do the same thing again. We throw water on the ground and we're just gonna go straight for the clear coat. So I think it's time to start painting for the last time. So before you people comment from the last clips, yes, respiratory time. And just when you're about to start, the gas door. And I lost my tape.
So lonely, I am addicted to it. Wanna take it to ride, wanna take it to ride. Let's go!
Another layer done. Now I'm just gonna sit here and, well, not here, I'm gonna sit outside because of the fumes. But just gonna let it sit, see if there's any imperfections that pop up. But if you see how the rear is compared to how it was, and it's still wet, it's a lot better. Now I just want to know how it cleans up. Just gonna wait till outside, and well, barely any sunshine, but we're gonna just chill in the fresh air. So I got everything done. Final coat is on. Ready for some 2K clear coat. So I'll shake this thing up. We go for the final layer. And then we can go for the final result. I'm hyped to see this shit. So, do I want to show any result yet? It looks so good. Just the light reflecting of it. It looks great. But we can only tell tomorrow morning when everything is dried up. So here we are, everything is dry. I took the masking tape and everything off. Look at that. That looks good. I'm proud of this. Proud of myself. Never done something like this before, and well, the shine is so good. Look at the color match of that. From a spray can. And of course, the only thing that I can critique myself is that there is a little bit of, I don't know if you can see it. Oh, look at that reflection. There's a little bit of orange peel at some spots. But I think with a good polish, we can polish that out. For now, I think I've restored his car to where you don't really notice that there's been any damage. So we're gonna put this thing back together. Lights, trunk, wiring, bumper. The rear bumper whatsoever. It's missing some paint. It's missing, like, broke off all the tabs for the diffuser. And yes, this is somewhat cleaner, but the old one looks good enough. The only thing the old one has is a big crack here. But I was like, this has all the tabs. I can fit the diffuser and everything on it. He's just gonna have to live with the fact that he has some drift stitching, because that's never out of style. So slapped everything together, put it outside in the sun. Looks good. I thought there would be a color difference, and there might be slightly, but in the sun, look at this. It is, especially at like this angle, you can maybe see it a bit. But then again, there's a lot of dust on that door, and this is pretty clean, so that might change it a bit. But yeah. Now the bonnet, the trunk still doesn't want to open for some reason. But I was saying to the owner, like, he has problems with his locks already. That door is weird and the trunk is weird, and so it's like, if you don't mind, that's your problem, buddy. I'll fix your damage. Now you have other problems with your car, so I can continue on with the other projects. But yeah, this thing looks good though. Alright, let's let this idle for a bit, get it up to temp, because it has not been running for a while. You can hear that tick from the lifters. They sit without oil, they sit for a long time. But yeah, this one is done. me personally, I learned so much from doing something like this, like the prepping, the how-to, the little ins and outs, and that's good that you have a car like this to sort of practice on. So I know my work now, I know my quality now, which I think, I mean, this corner was crumpled and totally ruined. If you want to see more, subscribe, like, and see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace!